Fandom, how's it going? Today is Q&A day. So you've asked questions, I'm here to answer them. Let's get into it. Okay, first question goes to Manga McFly. Do you feel like you can ruin your experience by reading the source material before the film adaptations or vice versa? No. No. I think what Marvel's been doing and what a lot of comics and a lot of film adaptations from books and things like that are doing is that they're taking the source material and they are going far enough with it that it's still faithful to it, but they make little changes here and there to keep you on your toes. One example of this is definitely Walking Dead. Walking Dead does this a lot where they take little bits here and there and they hit some of the main beats, but for the most part, they change things around. For example, I think the Governor in the Walking Dead TV show is a far better, more fleshed out character than he is inside the books. I think in the book, the Governor is kind of a one-note psychopathic killer. Not really much else to him. I have heard in some of the extended universe books and things like that that is out there that Kirkman's written that it does flesh him out a little bit more, but I've never dived into that. I'm not that huge of a Robert Kirkman fanboy that I'm going to go out and read everything he puts out. So, Timothy Johns, what are some of your white whales when it comes to hardcovers, singles, etc.? Ooh, white whales. I would love to have a Hellboy #1. Just because of the fact that I love Hellboy. He's one of my favorite characters. And I would frame that instantly. I would really love to get my hands on a first issue of Hellboy. As far as hardcovers, there is the Silver Surfer Omnibus. I've been dying to get my hands on a Silver Surfer Omnibus, but I can never find one for a good price. I'm at the point where I'm almost willing to pay almost anything to get the thing at this point because I've been searching for it for so long. But fingers crossed, really hoping I find something soon. Errol Ponthier. Dude, I hope I said that right. Since you really enjoy the Daredevil TV show, what other superheroes do you want to have his or her own show? What do you think makes a bad comic book? Okay, so a two-part question. Superheroes that I want their own TV show. The Runaways. I love the Runaways. Brian K. Vaughan's series, it's so great, and it's so ripe for TV. And the fact that Marvel, early on in their cinematic universe, actually had a script for the Runaways movie written, and it was set to go. They just never went with it because of Avengers and everything else that came before it. It's something that I would love to see them come back, and they could do a Netflix series out of it, or even kind of like a kids series out of it. These characters are so great, and they lend themselves so well to that universe. As for your second question, what do I think makes a bad comic book? It's a mixture of things, really. It could be artist, and a bad artist can really bring down a really good story. Pacing, if it's poorly paced, if there's no character development in a lot of characters, or if I feel that the writer is kind of just spinning his wheels and stalling a little bit. And I'm going to say something that is probably going to give me a little bit of hate in the comment section right now, but I kind of feel that he's not a bad writer. He's actually a really great writer. I've seen moments of greatness in him, but I kind of feel like Walking Dead right now is kind of in that point where it's spinning its wheels a little bit, and I'm like, okay, you're boring me, I get what you're doing, but nothing interesting is happening, really. You're just kind of spinning your wheels a little bit. Again, it's just me, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to just give me hell for it in the comment section, but I really do feel that Kirkman at this point is just kind of, let's go with the flow, and he's a busy guy. He's writing Outcast, he's trying to develop Outcast as a TV show, and this is going to be a Robert Kirkman rant. I'm not going down that road, I promise, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now with that. Crazy Fun TV Movie Guide. Dude, you are always trying to get me in trouble with my fans with these questions, but I love answering them. Whose comic book writer run do you think was the most overrated in your opinion? It's not necessarily a run, it's more of the guy's writing. I am not a fan of Chris Ware. Jimmy Corrigan, building stories, all that junk, it just bores me. It really does. I don't find this stuff interesting, and I find it mostly just bleak and depressing and boring. I like his art, though. His art from a technical standpoint is really just brilliant. What he does with minimal lining, he is a master draftsman, is what I would say. The guy is just a master draftsman, and with what he does with a few lines, most artists try to do with like 20. And it is really great. But the writing is so dry and boring for me. I tried to plow through Jimmy Corrigan, and I could not make it through like the first half of that book before I said, this is not for me. Adam West. Hey, dude. I was wondering about your thoughts on companies like EA and Ubisoft and their business strategies in the last year or so. Also thoughts on DLC. I think DLC has a place inside of the gaming companies and inside of the gaming industry and everything like that. You gotta remember, a lot of DLCs before the whole craze kicked in was mostly mods, and they would be free, where a developer would go, hey, here's some mods, here's some tools, here's some extra stuff that we worked on that we think you guys would like, and they just threw it out there for free. Now, where a lot of companies like Ubisoft and EA are heading is a very dangerous place, and I'm gonna say this right now, I think we are very close to being on the road to another gaming crash with how many nickel and dimes that these companies are trying to do. They're trying to get every single penny out of you with the season passes, with the DLC content that's locked on disc, with letting you know that there's content coming out. If you pre-order this game, you get this instead of the other guy who doesn't pre-order. Just retailer exclusive stuff. All that stuff is slowly but surely, in my opinion, killing the video game industry. It's not helping us at all as gamers, and it is slowing down the development of a medium. David Rush, my question is, how much do you bench, bro? I'm right now, last time was about a week ago, 180, 170, around there, in that ballpark. So yeah, I know it's not a lot, but yeah, I'm hoping to hit 200 by the end of this year. That'd be nice, and maybe next year. Ferris 8, your thoughts on Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus versus the Daredevil Omnibus, and is the upcoming Hawkeye Omnibus and Powers Omnibus worth checking out? My thoughts on the Spider-Man Omnibus and the Daredevil Omnibus, I would go with Daredevil, mainly because Daredevil is my favorite character, and it is written by Frank Miller, and I think that was Frank Miller at his prime. It's really great stuff. Not saying that the Stan Lee and Steve Ditko stuff isn't, because it's truly amazing stuff, but also you gotta understand that the dialogue is easier to read from Frank Miller because it's not... The word balloons aren't just crowded with walls of text that you get inside of the old school stuff. Seriously, when you look at those walls of text, it's more like you're reading for every Stan Lee and Steve Ditko comic that you're reading of Amazing Spider-Man. It's like reading the equivalent of 2 comics that we are reading today with how much dialogue that they put in there. As for the Hawkeye and Powers Omnibus, Hawkeye, yes. Hawkeye, yes, 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 yes. Hawkeye by David Aja and Matt Fraction, absolutely. If they ever decide to put out the last issue, because we've been waiting for the last issue for like 4 months now. It's gotten to the point where it's just ridiculous, and I frankly don't care anymore. I just want them to finish up the run already so we can see how it ends. Powers, I've read the first trade of Powers. I didn't love it, but I'm still going to pick up the Omnibus because I've heard it gets a lot better as it goes along. So, Shai El Ghanian. Dude, if I butchered it, I'm sorry. Really. I'm terrible with names. What was your first exposure to comics that weren't DC or Marvel? I've answered this before, but it was actually Walking Dead. I know I kind of poo-pooed on Walking Dead earlier on this video. Yeah, I said poo-poo. But yeah, it was really Walking Dead, where a buddy of mine took me to a comic shop. I wasn't really into comics before, except when I was a little kid. I kind of got lost, you know, trying to get with girls and things like that through middle school and high school. But took me to a comic shop. He said, here's Walking Dead. Pick up Walking Dead. And my first question was, does it come in color? Because I really don't like this in black and white. I am more educated now. I actually like black and white comics now. But I ended up picking up the first trade of Walking Dead. I read it, just breezed through it. And then he may or may not have given me a way of reading Walking Dead that may or may not have been, well, the way to support the industry. Let's put it that way. It may or may not have been the best way to support the industry, but he gave me a few issues of The Walking Dead, and I breezed through it. And it was, from there, I got hooked. I needed my fix, I needed to get other books, and I needed to kind of delve deeper into this fandom and this hobby. Alex Schaefer, if you had to pick 3 street-level heroes or villains, who would it be and why? Street-level heroes or villains? Okay, I'm going to mix them up. I'm going to go with Captain Cold, because Captain Cold is freaking awesome. I love Captain Cold as a villain, so I'm going to put him there. I'm going to kind of consider him a street-level villain. Let me see. Who else? Daredevil, obviously. Daredevil is my favorite. I love Daredevil. Daredevil is so great. He's so awesome. And Iron Fist. Mainly because I think Iron Fist is awesome, and he's never really gotten just that chance to shine. He's gotten a few writers like Matt Fraction that have really kicked ass with writing him, but nothing that's really been, man, everybody's got to be reading this Iron Fist run. You got to pick up Iron Fist right now. Never really had that monumental run. Donkey Kong LE. Cool name. I really like this one. And is there any lesser-known Marvel or DC character you'd love to see get a book with a big-name writer? Let's go with Dupe. I love Dupe from the X-Men, and I think he would be a really fun character, even though you wouldn't understand most of what he's saying, to kind of flesh him out a little bit. I think he'd be hilarious. If you ever get a chance, there was a one-shot done a few years ago by Jason Aaron with Wolverine and the X-Men. Find that one-shot. That one-shot is hilarious, and it goes through kind of a day in the life of Dupe, and throughout the entire Jason Aaron run, you see Dupe in the background, and you think, oh, he's kind of the janitor of the school. He doesn't really do anything for the kids or the school or anything like that. No, Dupe is actually a really important character for the school. It's a really hilarious issue that I regularly recommend to hunt down and find. You can probably get it digitally for really cheap. Also, you said Batman Returns as one of your top 5 favorite movies. You have a soft spot for that movie. I totally agree. I love Batman Returns, and I think Batman Returns is actually an even stronger film than the first one. I know a lot of people don't feel the same way because of Jack Nicholson's portrayal as the Joker, but I really like Batman Returns. I just think it's such a fun movie. The Manta Blu-ray. What would be your dream director for a comic book movie? This is super easy. Even though it's not going to be a movie, it's going to be a TV show. I would love to see Gareth Evans take on Iron Fist. I think he would destroy it if he took Iron Fist. And if you don't know who Gareth Evans is, he did the movies The Raid and The Raid 2. Go find those movies. Watch The Raid and The Raid 2. They're amazing. Awesome action movies. I love The Raid, and I love The Raid 2 even more. Find them, watch them, and come back and tell me that you do not love that movie, because I love them. I think they are awesome movies, and I think if he were to be given the reins of Iron Fist, he would just destroy it. Man, so you also mentioned here that you would like to see Brad Bird take on Justice League. Yes, please. Yes. Without a shadow of a doubt, Brad Bird should take on the Justice League. Just pay him all the money. Give him as much money as he wants. Yes, let him direct Justice League. He would do amazing with the Justice League. He basically already did Fantastic Four when he did The Incredibles, and he did it better than whatever the hell Fox is trying to do right now. You also asked for certain books that are available in a black and white and color edition. Example, Bone, Scott Pilgrim, Batman Noir. Do you prefer the black and white or the color version? This is kind of a hard question because it depends on the book and depends on how good the coloring is done. An example of this is definitely the Scott Pilgrim hardcovers, like you pointed out, where the Scott Pilgrim hardcovers, the coloring on it just makes the art just pop a lot more. It makes Brian Lee O'Malley's art look a lot better, I think, than the black and white stuff. Not saying that the black and white art isn't great, it really is. It just, once you look at the color stuff, you can't imagine going back to the black and white art because it looks so beautiful and so fantastic. An example of something that I don't want to see translated is The Walking Dead. Again, I've been using The Walking Dead a lot today on this channel. It seems like it's the whipping boy for today, but The Walking Dead is a book that I can't imagine in color. It just fits more that black and white tone. The aesthetic just feels better in black and white, and I just don't see it translating well if it was put in black and in a color version. Thank you for everybody that has submitted a question this month. I love doing these videos. I can't get enough of them, really. I love getting the feedback from you guys. It truly is awesome that I get to even share what I like with you guys, these comics, these videos. It's all for you guys, really, and I love kind of the interaction that I get out of these, so it's really a blast for me to do them. Keep putting your questions down below. Keep subscribing, keep commenting, keep sharing. I love you guys, and I wish you all the best week ahead. So, bye.